Yo, we are back in the building. Welcome back to another episode, a special episode, a recap and review of Money in the Bank. Do you still watch wrestling? I'll be your host, Dashiki Dash, and I got my co-host here in the building, Kojo. What is good?
Hey, Saturday, I saw my hero, man.
You saw everything, bro. Oh my days.
What a day.
We've got
What a day.
so much to unpack on this episode, man. Like I said, this is Money in the Bank, the recap and review. Before we get into it, just make sure that you like, subscribe, press that notification bell because I'm hearing these days that's the most important thing, really, so that you don't miss out on no episodes, none of our shows. Bro, I'm still gassed. Now, I need to make an announcement or a statement of some sort. At the end of the last episode, I was down and out. I was sad. I had a bit of a green eye. I can't lie. Kojo said he's got money in the bank. Smiling. I was there still somber, but I finally made it. I made it and I
Come
was
on.
in the building. Oh my goodness. Guys, listen, make sure that you lot keep it locked because we've got a lot of footage, a lot of clips and stuff like that. Myself and Kojo were there at the O2. We're there, but we weren't there together. But we were
We were
there.
there. But we were there. That's what matters. We're there, man. We're
What's
there.
going on, Kojo, man?
Hey, whoa. What a day that was, man. And, bro, for the listeners as well, I was telling you, go to every link possible. Go here, go there, find the ticket because there's going to be a way you're going to make it. So I'm glad that you made it. And I'm still gassed as well. Just every now and then you just catch me watching the videos that I recorded on my phone, just enjoying the moment again. And if I'm being honest, the best way for me to sum it up is one of the videos I recorded. I sent it to some of my friends, and I put up a video on Twitter as well. And one of my friends, what I say with my friend, he's essentially my brother. Um, quote tweeted it and said, "In 20 years of knowing this guy, I've never heard him so excited in my life." That tells you everything you need to know. That day was magical. It was magical.
Bro, we got so much to unpack on this episode, man. Like I said, it's the recap and review of Money in the Bank. Myself and Kojo, we made it to the O2. This was the first event. This is why we're so excited. Not only we're big, massive wrestling fans, and we normally watch afar, or if you're able to go to any of the house shows or your Raws, your SmackDowns, I get it. But there's just something about a main event. And this was the first main event since 1992. Yeah,
Yeah.
SummerSlam. And the way the crowd, the audience, the fans are like, the atmosphere. I've I've not experienced wrestling like that, man. You've been to many wrestling shows. Like, how can you equate that kind of atmosphere between like the normal kind of house shows and an event?
I mean, going to house shows feels great because it's the thing where wrestlers will do the stuff that they don't do on TV too much. The little so that's a bit more funny sort of element to it, a more comedic act to it, but it makes it funny, makes it more enjoyable. But it's a great show. Going to Raw and SmackDown can be hit and miss because just like anybody knows, just like any television show in general, whether it's a drama,
Mm.
a sitcom, whatever, any episode can be a hit or miss. That's a fact. So when you're doing Raw and SmackDown, whether it was NXT, bloody hell, bring back even ECW back in the day, Monday Night Heat, Velocity, all of them, man, there, you don't know what you're going to get. And you don't know
Mm.
how good the show's going to be or not. And the last show I went to, oh no, I'll be telling a lie. I went to two shows before this one, but they were years back. One of them was when Daniel Bryan had his last match when he tagged him with John Cena before he retired and came back for retirement again when he was Intercontinental Champion. The second one was I can't remember. I think AJ Styles was WWE Champion at this time, but all I remember was Randy. And I got when I got a seat, I got a seat ringside essentially, and
Oh,
which
cold.
one of my boys, Nick, God bless him. He's the one that bust case for me. I'll be sitting at home thinking, oh yeah, I'm not going to the show. 2 hours before the show. Yeah, man, I got you a ticket. Come. I'm like, all right then, say no more. He got me a ticket, and we got close to the ringside. And when Randy Orton was coming out, me and him were just singing voices rather than actually acknowledging the entrance. And there's a bit where you can see us sort of just our heads up in there, just going, "They talk to me," and exactly. And then Randy's walking, he just goes, all right.
He
like, sure.
acknowledged you.
All right, go for it. But the magic about this main event and this pay-per-view is, or premium live event as they call it now, is SummerSlam 1992 was what 31 years ago. After that we had Insurrection, is that what it's called? But
Yeah.
even though that's a pay-per-view, the difference is that's a pay-per-view that's come and gone. It doesn't exist. SummerSlam is everlasting. Money in the Bank is everlasting. These are things that won't go away. So that's why, without sounding disrespectful, we're not counting that pay-per-view because it's not there anymore, and it's not something that you'll talk about for years to come. Money in the Bank is a staple. It's what I was saying last week. And I called it fourth. It's fifth because you also brought up Royal Rumble, which I completely forgot about. But for me, it's fifth because in this moment right now, and you've seen it, we watched it, we were there, we watched it. If anyone else has watched it as well, we've now got 2 Money in the Bank holders who can literally become world champions like that. That's how big this pay-per-view is. So, considering the caliber of what the pay-per-view means and the matches that were listed, yeah, man, stood the test of time. And you asked me about atmosphere. I'm telling you this right now. This is a statement that I will say forever. Yeah. Britain and England and the UK, whatever you want to call it, it's false. But if there's one thing that we're better at than anybody in this whole damn planet, it's atmosphere. I will fight that for the rest of my life. Shout out Puerto Rico for the Bad Bunny thing. Beautiful. Shout out the Mexicans for their passion, and South Americans below North America and Mexico and them, man. There. Shout out your passion. Beautiful. But you see the crowd that we had? Yeah?
Ruckus.
If you bring WrestleMania here, it even goes up times a million, and I don't know how that's possible, but we'll bring it to you. That's how great this event was, and yeah, I couldn't even sing the praises of the fans enough. We'll get onto the wrestlers soon, but the fans were incredible from start to finish. From start to finish. So yeah, man, what a show!
Well,
even the staff at the O2, man, they were taking photos for me. They never do that. They don't do that usually. You know,
the hospitality was good there as well. It was really good. Well, we're gonna definitely get into I would say a really, really pleasant surprise. And speaking of the English fans or London fans, whatever you want to say, UK fans, something was kind of teased and said and mentioned and stated, but we're going to get onto that. Let's just jump straight into the highlight of the Money in the Bank, pretty much the main event, barring the fact that the Money in the Bank ladder matches are the main staple of the event. But the main event, let's kid ourselves not, was the Bloodline Civil War. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy and Jey Uso, the Bloodline. This was a 3-year storyline, 3 years in the making, and ultimately it seems like it's come to some sort of end.
Yeah.
You know, however you want to kind of see it, but the matchup, bro, like, let's just even start with the vignette, the video before the match. The way they just broke down the story was like a Hollywood movie. Yeah. Like, that whole matchup, how was you feeling during it?
I was genuinely just intrigued for the whole thing. Like, it was one of those things where you didn't know where the match is going to go. There could be a turn from either team because they obviously spoke about how Jimmy had an issue with Jay being the right hand man. And on the other side, you've seen Solo looking at Roman funny in the last couple of weeks. And even in the match, there was a moment where he was like, what's going on here? Like, what's going on here? Man was sitting on the floor. Man sitting on the floor looking emotional. Guys like, what the hell?
We got a job to do. Man jumped on his brothers.
Get up right now. Like, there was so many twists behind it. And you actually never know. You didn't know where it was going because I guess the predictable thing for people in their minds would be Roman somehow still comes up with the win. but that's still unpredictable because it looked like Roman and Solo couldn't beat what we call the best damn tag team of the last 20, 30, whatever of all time. You know what I'm saying? So, it's one of them ones where you just had so many ways to go with it. But the delivery of the match from
Unbelievable, man.
start to finish was just, it was brilliant. And it was stories being told. And if you missed little things, you wouldn't really deep what was going on. And even me, I missed the one major thing that I'm sure we'll get into in the discussion of it, which I didn't realize. When you talk about 3 years of rivalry, there was a huge reference. Man, bro, I can't sing their praises enough. They might be the greatest family of all time. Even forget
100%.
Godfather and them, man. This actually might be it.
100%. Listen, I was left an emotional wreck. I was left speechless. You're gonna see the clips that we put out. My reaction at the end of the match to even see Roman Reigns get pinned. Um, you know, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Now, in these type of matches, the formula is always there in it. It's going back, forth, back and forth, back and forth. Referee gets hit, then you're like, oh, hold on a second. Now, it usually goes in favor of the antagonist, the heel or whatnot. And this time it backfires. Um, with the back and forth, as you said, it would have been predictable, obviously, for Roman Reigns to win. But with the back and forth, it just made you actually realize you don't know which way this is going to go.
Exactly.
I was just like, hold on a second. Two spears, Samoan spike, what's it called? Sweet chin music, super kicks after
Yep.
super kicks,
Yep.
spears. And it was so befitting for the fact that Jay Uso pins Roman Reigns, the right hand man. What do you now think this is going to do for the Usos? What do you now think is going to do for Jay Uso? Because they've just recently had interviews
Yeah.
with Ariel. How do you pronounce his surname again?
Ariel Helwani.
Hawani. And they were talking about their singles kind of ambitions because beforehand they weren't really touching too much on their singles ambitions, but now they have been talking more. And I think it's been building up since Jimmy was injured, and obviously Jay had to take the mantle of the Usos.
Yeah.
And now that he's pinned Roman Reigns, do you now think this is going to put him into title contention?
Oh yeah, it has to. It has to. It has to. The next match that Roman defends the title in, it has to be Jay. It has to be Jay. Um, because when you're talking about like it's not unfortunate for Jimmy, and Jimmy can get into this and I'll explain how soon. But with Jimmy being injured, they had to come with a new direction. And more time when a tag team partner gets injured, the other one you don't see them for a while.
Mm,
That's just the nature of it. If you're a strong tag team like that, same thing happened earlier this year with Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Ford was injured. You're thinking, yo, we ain't seen Street Profits or Dawkins for like 2, 3 months. What's happening here?
yeah, he
But
can't carry it.
he had it, yeah. So but with the Usos, you had something to build upon there. So where do we use Jay? Because Jay's not someone or Jimmy, whoever it was that would have been in the situation if it was Jimmy that was injured. But if it was Jay that was injured, I don't think they're the kind of talents you let sit at home. And
Mm,
I think they've proven within their tag team when they became a heel how good they were on the mic with their deliveries of their promos. So you've got something there. Okay. And if anyone remembers at the beginning of their heel turn as well, they were actually having singles matches before beating like American Alpha and then becoming tag champions and everything else. They were having single matches on the weekly shows before doing pay-per-view tag team matches, which they did their thing and eventually got into that crazy rivalry with the New Day.
mm.
So with Jay now, you've built a story where Roman has become the tribal chief, and he's saying now I'm the head of the family. You're gonna have to fall in line now. This ain't no cousin family love thing no more. I run this, and if your family want to eat well, you will follow my lead. And he's like, what? Who do you think you are, kind of thing? But rumors
Yeah,
come about it. He goes, all right, man, you stay mad, but you will fall in line. It
you
will
would
happen.
acknowledge me.
You acknowledge me. That's what you're going to do. Eventually, Jay did. And he came back and said he won another title match, Hell in a Cell, and then Jimmy came in, got choked out. Cool. Jay falls in line, but then Roman says, "Look, I'm gonna show you how this is done. You need to understand why we're here. Your
Mm.
brother's not here. You still need to deliver. So there's food on your table. I'm not just gonna give it to you for free. So go out there and essentially be my handyman. Not even just right hand man. Be my handyman. When I need you to do a job, you will do it. If I need to weaken somebody, you will do it." And he did so. Became main event Jey Uso. If I'm not main eventing, you are. That's the pressure that you're on right now. You need to understand what this family means. Cool. All right then. I'm main eventing now. What's next? Do I get a title shot? What? Like, what is the goal behind this?
Mm.
Out of nowhere, Jimmy comes out of the blue. Roman brings him back. But Jimmy goes to, but Roman's not expecting Jimmy to say, "You're not going to talk to me the way you've been talking to this brother."
Yeah, he was against it for a very long time.
From time. And I remember, I always remember these words because I started using it when, um, silly enough, when I was playing FIFA. And you know those people that send you abuse. So I'll repeat the phrase, "I ain't nobody's bitch." Like, you're gonna understand. I'm gonna deal with you today, and you're gonna quit the game, and you're gonna go play
Yeah.
someone else, but you're gonna be so angry you're gonna lose that game as well. You're gonna turn the console off out of anger and frustration. Cool. He says, "All right then, cool. I'm nobody's bitch." But Jay's trying to tell him, "Look, you need to back the thing. Back me. I ain't backing it. This guy, you think I'm gonna fall for this guy's sort of antics?" But then Roman's like, "I'm gonna show you the way. I'm gonna make
Mm.
you a main event guy as well. But you're gonna get back together as a tag team. You're gonna bring the tag team titles home, and we're gonna run this show." And then Jimmy says that sees the vision, maybe blurred, but he's seen the vision. And I'll never forget the image of Roman hugging both of them. And you can see the back of their heads, but you see Roman look at the camera. He's smiling. He's like,
Because I gotcha. I gotcha.
got you now. You're part of me." And then for 3 years, they run roughshod. They win everything. They don't lose. They just
Mm.
don't lose. It's not possible for the Usos, and it's not possible for Roman to lose. And then now the authority figures are trying to stop you from running roughshod because now you're trying to think you run authority over us.
Mm.
And then Pierce says, "No Usos at Clash of the Castle." Okay, you forget how big this family is. Say no more. Right, that's cool. Solo steps up. NXT's finest, North American champion, the street champion, steps into the thing. You know what I'm saying? Cool. All right then. Then you got another guy that steps into the photo out of no into the picture out of nowhere. Sami Zayn. Obviously, being the strategist that he is, I'm not gonna go and challenge the big guy. I'm gonna ask for his help. And in return, I'll do anything he asks me to do because all I want is my Intercontinental Championship.
Mm.
Wins it, loses it. Gets into trouble with a lot of wrestlers, but suddenly the Usos are suddenly popping out in his matches, helping him here and there. He's thinking, "Oh, okay." And then eventually he wins over Roman, gets the shirt, and tells Roman in front of the whole crowd, "I acknowledge you, my tribal chief." But then here come the twists and turns because Sammy, who was making everyone break character, what a guy,
What a guy.
what a guy.
I actually thought he was going to get involved in this match, but yeah.
Yeah, same. I was thinking there might be a way where they just pop up because they were sitting in the crowd somewhere, innit?
In
For
the
the
box
yeah.
somewhere.
I was like, okay, cool, fine, all right then. This is gonna be interesting. Starts bringing a softer side to the family again. You know,
That
bringing
was the
Roman.
demise.
That was the
That was
demise.
the
That
that,
was the
that was the
demise. Yeah,
demise.
because it showed a
Weakened them.
weakness. It showed a weakness to Roman, and I
Mm.
think people were like, this is different." But we're enjoying the story. Like they're still winning. They're still
Yeah.
dominant. But there's something there's a little chink there. All right, cool. And then it comes to Kevin Owens now wanting to get the title, trying to stop these guys and saying, "Sammy, you're a waste man. Why are you letting these guys do this to you?" But say no more. You do your thing. I'm stopping this guy because I almost defeated him years ago, and for some reason, Paul Heyman and whoever else was involved to stop me. Come back, boom! I'll beat him up as well. But Sammy, if you want to be part of this family, see your boy there, end him. End him now. Here's the chair. Few pushes to the head. Do it. This is my family. Yeah. Do you understand the pressure that I'm under every single day? You will do this and you will acknowledge me. Turns his back. we get a Shield throwback. Hey, this story is beautiful, man.
It's
This story
too
is
much,
beautiful.
bro.
This story is
I
beautiful.
can't believe like how they've played at this story, and I just feel like at this point now, if it's looking like Jay is going to be the kind of new figurehead, um, I think there's going to be a title shot coming very soon for Jay Uso. So although we're saying that the Bloodline storyline is over, but in terms of the Usos now standing on their own 2 feet, they've completed that aspect. They've
Yeah.
shown Roman Reigns like, look, man, we ain't here to take none of your nonsense. Like we're gonna push back and fight back as well. And that's what I loved about the storyline. And I love the way they just stayed out after the match. They were celebrating. They were, they were.
Day one, it should be down south.
All
Absolute
right, that
banger.
was cold, man. But let's move on to the one of the main attractions, because obviously there's 2 ladder matches.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're obviously watching and stuff, make sure that you put your comments, man. Let us know if you enjoyed that Bloodline storyline. Um, if it's the first time that you're, encountering this storyline, I beg you, man, go back. There's clips, there's highlights that you can recap. Nowadays, man, YouTube is our best friend when it comes to recapping storylines and shows and stuff. It's not like back in the days where if you missed a show, that's it. There's so many bite-sized stuff. So yeah, man, put your comments. Let us know what was the best kind of moments from the Bloodline storyline that you liked, and then we'll interact back, man. Let's go into the actual ladder match. So we're gonna start off with the men's. Just quickly recap it, give it our review. So the men's ladder match had Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, yeah,
Yeah.
Santo Escobar. So my God, it's Santo
The Santos
Escobar.
Escobar.
Hey, that was sick, man. I was feeling the chance. Butch and Damian Priest and Logan Paul. Let's just call it from early, man. Damien Priest wins the Money in the Bank. My first reaction was like, what the blue hell is going on?
You weren't feeling it?
I weren't feeling it, and I didn't understand it until I understood it. The
Got you.
dynamic.
Got you. Got you.
So, just quickly, it made sense straight away because in order to continue pushing this world title that Seth Rollins has, he's already got a kind of storyline going on with the Judgment Day. And this makes perfect sense because you got Finn Balor, who's still aggrieved about the fact that his title reign was cut short by Seth Rollins, and he's fighting tooth and nail to be champion, tooth and nail to show his dominance as the leader of Judgment Day. And he is just narrow-minded with that. He's got tunnel vision just for that title. Now enters the spanner in the works. Damian Priest has now got the Money in the Bank briefcase. This is actually going to be a very, very good storyline. But in terms of the ladder match itself, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it. Honestly, I did not see Damian Priest winning that. Like even when we gave our predictions, I didn't see that coming. What was your thoughts when he won?
I was happy. I was happy. My boy Ranty that I went with, he was saying, "Who do you think should win?" Obviously, just like many people, I was saying LA Knight based off the popularity and everything else. But I did say to him, if it's not him, I do think it will be annoyingly enough Logan Paul
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Damian Priest. And the reason why I said Damian Priest, and he was my third favorite, so I'm not going to tell people that, yeah, I predicted him to win. He was third. He was third.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
already knew.
I knew. I told you. God.
I told
No,
you.
the reason why I put him as third place is because all rivalry aside, I don't know if you've sort of clocked it or not, but I'm kind of a fan of his. I kind of like his
Yeah, you
in-ring
have been
work.
saying.
Yeah,
You
I
have
like his
been
in-ring
saying.
work. And last week you made a good point that there's something missing from there. Like what you're giving him sort of big matches here and there and stuff, but like what's the end goal with him? Because right now, and I said it as well, I agree with you. He kind of looks like the muscle rather than story based. Rhea has her thing, Dominic has his thing. Finn has this thing. What is his
What is
picture?
Damon Priest's
Yeah,
angle?
but eventually it made sense. And as soon as he won the briefcase, I think everyone, after a collective sort of boo, like, oh, not him, it was, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And even me, I sat there because I was happy. I went, yeah, come on. But I sat down. I was like, okay, what's the end goal of this? And then Ranty said, you know what? Don't forget the one of the main events tonight, the World Heavyweight Title match. I went, boom, that's your angle. Boom, you win. Because with LA Knight, as much as people don't really want to hear it, I'm not gonna lie. One, he doesn't need it right now
Yeah, it's too early for
because
him.
it's too early because he's literally just come from NXT. I know he's been there a while now. He was Max Dupree, which is very annoying, and he became LA Knight again, which is very good. But he's now like really, really built his popularity, and he's done it without having to even win many matches or win a title.
Mm.
He's got the charisma for you, and his in-ring work is decent enough, so that's fine.
Do you know, just quickly, I was just about to say, how just on a quick one,
Mm.
how are you feeling about his in-ring work? Because it's just like, I think everything else that he's doing, the chat, the mic, is kind of covering his in-ring work right now. I think he's a little bit green. I don't know if you agree with that, or
I
not
don't think he's
green, but like, I don't know if we're seeing enough of his in-ring work at the moment.
that's what I'd say. It's not enough. I always refer back because I'm an NXT head. I'll forever love that brand, and I'll watch the stuff now as well, no matter what. If you watch his work at NXT on a week to week basis, he's good in the ring. He's not
Okay.
gonna blow you away. It's
Yeah.
sort of like Bobby Roode. Like when Bobby Roode was actually the glorious Bobby Roode.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not gonna he's not gonna do anything that will blow you away, but his in-ring psychology is fantastic enough that he knows what he's doing, and
Yeah.
he in the
Yeah.
right spots at the right time he'll get you and keep you invested. So he doesn't need to do anything that many others can do because even if he
Mm,
can't do it, he doesn't need it. That's
mm.
what Ellen that special thing is. So, and that's where I feel like someone like Austin Theory is missing because in the ring, Austin Theory can do everything,
He can do
and he's
everything.
good
Yeah.
in the ring.
Yeah.
I don't think he's bad on the mic, but there's something that's not connecting enough on the mic. Right now, he's just the annoying heel. I want him to
Mm.
be the bit of a, and he's supposed to be brash. I want him to be a bit more brash than he is, because
Yeah. Yeah.
I know he's got the charisma for it. But what's holding him back? Is it the storylines? Is it the people in the back telling him don't say as much? Who knows?
I think
But
I think at the moment his popularity could be could be a gift and a curse,
yeah,
because it's like the angle really that he needs to be coming on is as a heel, but now he's red hot. He's like he's
red
being
hot.
cheered and he's still trying to be a baddie, but he's being cheered. But like we said, I think it would have been too soon. As much as the overriding feeling was like, nah, he's gonna win it today. He's gonna, as we was walking to the O2, we're chatting to people. Is like, who's gonna? We're just hearing LA Knight, yeah.
Yep.
Everywhere you went, this is like, yeah, man. O2 was just pumping. But after I sat down, just like you, I just thought to myself, you know what? It's not his time yet. It's not
And it
his
doesn't
time.
need to be. It doesn't need
Yeah.
to be. We need to exercise patience. I get it. Right now, we're in an era where people say once a person's red hot, just throw him into the dungeon. It doesn't need to be like that. Sometimes let the guy wait 2, 3 years before his moment because it makes it bigger. It makes it
Mm.
better. I would love to see this guy win the United States title next. I would love to see him do that, get into meaningful rivalries where not only now is he good on the mic, but he's also challenged on the mic. That's the next thing we need to do. I'm not saying give him John Cena, for example, but if you're gonna give Austin Theory John Cena and you want this guy to be the next guy, let John Cena come into the ring and go toe to toe with him because you will tell from in the ring whether John Cena is impressed with him or not. You can tell
Yeah.
straight away. And you sometimes you need that rub from someone who is certified enough that the fans will take notice. And another thing that wrestling fans do forget that they need to always remember the reason why he gets criticized right now for being like The Rock and Stone Cold is because these are what the casuals are used to, and
Yeah.
that's fine. You have to appeal to the hardcores and the casuals. That's the one thing that I feel like a lot of wrestling fans don't understand.
It's a difficult balance.
It's a difficult balance, man. That's why there's very few. If you're talking about all the wrestlers that we've seen in a lifetime, there's so very few that are actually recognized. You know what I'm saying? Like people tell you Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and in the ring, he's fantastic. He's fantastic in the ring. Oh, I've watched him. He's brilliant. But is he a casual fan? Am I gonna go down the street and say to the guys, "Do you know The Rock? Yeah. Stone Cold? Yeah. Batista? Yeah. Kenny Omega? Who?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and it's not a
It's not known
disrespect.
to the casuals.
Yeah, it's not a disrespect. It's just what
Yeah,
it is. It's just
yeah.
what it is. So LA
It's
Knight,
like man could be banging bare goals in the championship, you know. But who is he though?
who is he? When he
Who
comes to the
is he?
Premier League, are you going to score 30? Or are you going to score 10? Alexander Mitrovic. Literally, that's what it is. So,
You're right. You're right.
people are literally on Twitter quote tweeting videos saying this guy's a rip off the Rock and Stone Cold. He's not even trying to be that. And the fact that
No.
you're making the comparison is a good thing.
It's a good
So,
thing because even he mentioned in the interview, sorry to cut you off, he mentioned
oh,
in the interview like that. Um, are you aware of this comparison that's going on or going around you? And he's like, you know what? And I love the way he answered. He goes, look, he's come from an era where the wrestlers you're actually comparing him to are the wrestlers that he will put on his Mount Rushmore
yeah.
first and foremost. So he is definitely influenced by them, but
Yep.
at the same time, he's adding his own element to his own character that he's building. But
Yep.
more so, he likened it to if you're saying that these are quote unquote goats, so they're the Michael Jordans, you can then call me the Kobe, because as great as Jordan was and the GOAT in many people's eyes, people still consider, Kobe Bryant as a GOAT as well, a legend. But it's
Facts.
just
Facts.
beneath the main GOAT, the staple,
Facts.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah, man, his time was definitely gonna come. Damien Priest, just going back to him, I like it because not only was it instant in regards to the dynamics with this briefcase and the Judgment Day, Finn Balor,
Yep.
and the following, I think on Raw as well, they had an incident. The issue in regards to cashing in the briefcase again,
Yep.
even as instant as the who is it? Was it Finn Balor's fight? Yeah, Finn Balor's fight at Money in the Bank. They had an argument outside. They was getting in each other's faces, so they were ready for this storyline quickly. I then had the opportunity to think and be like, you know what? They're gonna make this grow. They're gonna make this storyline push on. And then more
Yep.
importantly, this is what I was saying in regards to Seth Rollins, that he needs something to go with this title. I don't want it just to be a case you're just going around and you're offering up the title like it's some bad B. You know what I mean? Like, like, come on, man. We need some proper story, and we need a proper rivalry going on. So that's Damon Priest, the future, or hoping to be the El Campeones, as he said,
Yes.
of WWE. And at the moment, he is Senor Money in the Bank. Let's jump straight into the women's Money in the Bank. That one was, you know what?
Yeah.
You got it
Yeah.
straight on the money.
I will brag about this one. I'm happy.
Straight on the money. You know what? You take it away, man. Let us know, man. What was your thoughts about the who was there? Who was there anyway? It was Zelina
Um,
Vega,
yep.
Becky Lynch,
Yep.
Zoe Stark,
Yep.
Bailey,
Yep.
Trish Stratus,
Yep.
and
Yo, Sky. Listen, that's my girl, man. Shout out her, man. Shout out her. Shout out her.
what a way to win that ladder match, by the way. Loved the ending.
I'll tell you this right now, bro. Like I said last week, one of the best, if not the best on the planet in terms of women's wrestling. And actually, you know what? Wrestling in general. She's so smooth with it. She's so smart with it. And for someone whose first language is in English, her like psychology with the other wrestlers who won't know a lick of Japanese.
Mm.
She just so it's so easy to work with her. And the one thing I do love about her as well, if everyone noticed, when she does her ring entrance here, when the announcer says her name, she repeats it. She goes, "Yo, Sky!" She loves it. She's loving it. She's loving it. Look, I feel like she's deserved this because when she came to the main roster, she came as a monster women's champion from NXT. And when I say
Mm.
monster, she wasn't only having matches with the people there, she was having matches with Sasha Banks would come there and wrestle her. Charlotte would go back there and wrestle her. She's respected highly because she's damn good at her job. So for me, I'm talking about, if you're talking about having a match that will give you WrestleMania caliber matches and just give you delivery on every week and every night, there's no one better for the job right now for me than her. And the fact that she's got money in the bank, I'm telling you right now, as for me, I don't know how other people will feel about it. I don't know how you feel about it. But for me personally, if she wants to cash in on either Asuka or Rhea and win, I would believe it because she's that good. That's
Yeah,
how
yeah,
highly I
yeah,
think
yeah.
of
I
her.
agree.
And the match as well. And shout out all the other women as well because they did so well to not only like show obviously the ambition of all of them wanting to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, but also building their rivalries as well. There's something just there's elements to it that just it
Mm.
connected. So there's not a moment there where you're thinking this match is not banging. It's hitting well. Becky's making
Yeah.
an entrance, Louis Stark runs out, bang! I want to beat her up straight away. Beats her up, goes after what's her name, Trish Stratus immediately. Who, by the way, love you. Uh, um,
Satisfaction.
Stratus faction. When I heard when I heard the laugh, yeah, I got my phone out. I got my phone out.
No,
I said, hit record because I will not forget this moment. I have seen Trish Stratus live. You can't tell me nothing. Nothing.
listen,
Yeah.
we lived, bro. We
We
lived.
live.
We lived.
So yeah, all of them were fantastic. And even the little damage control back and forth because people will see it as like a sort of a breakdown. I don't think it's a breakdown. Bailey, her character is going to be a very devious, jealous character that Io won it, and there could be the conversation to be had that Io fails to cash in because of Bailey. It can
Mm.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
So there's many elements you can go with that as well because they can have a great rivalry as well. But the point
And
being,
and also you don't even begrudge it. It wasn't like a shock moment when she tried to snake EO. So it's like you just like, oh well, this is what Bailey does. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
And one of them
exactly,
ones where she can explain it to her, be like, listen, man, every girl for herself in that situation. But now you got it. Let's work on trying to get this title for you.
there
But
you
as you
go.
said, she could easily snake Io Sky. And
Yeah,
yeah, I think you was dead on the money with that, no pun intended, in regards to her being a winner. And I think she's gonna cash it in on Asuka. I think it's just a brilliant matchup to have that's going to just have so many layers into it. And even with the lacking of, English being not their first language, they're still going to be able to tell a story, which
yeah,
is going to involve the likes of your Baileys and, other people to kind of antagonize. The only thing that I just see is that maybe Isca going to be more coming into a face phase.
why not?
Um,
Why
you
not?
know, but at the same time, you got Bailey there still trying to kind of draw her back into that kind of heel position. So that's what's going to propel Asuka even further in regards, because obviously Asuka right now, she's more in a heel phase right now.
Yeah,
So obviously you don't want two heels coming together, but it's going to be real interesting, man. I'm looking out. I'll be honest, I've not paid so much attention to Io Sky, but now obviously after seeing her and watching her live and watching how these women are working, man,
they're good, man.
bro, who
They're good,
powerbombed
man.
the powerbomb onto the ladder?
Um, Zelina and Zoe flipping out. Are you
I
mad?
was like, whoa. Like the moves were crazy, man. Every moment, every time a ladder just clattered together or bodies hitting the ladder, I was like, goodness me. Like even in the men's, just to dial it back, obviously Logan Paul and Ricochet doing that um botched job of a move and almost breaking Logan Paul's neck. We saw Logan Paul doing a frog splash onto a ladder that was bridged between the outside barricade and the ring.
Yeah,
Man, there was listen, this year's ladder matches did not disappoint, man. I was happy
no,
with both. No boring spots. I think everybody gave what they could give. And when you kind of sit back and realize, all right, cool, what is the direction for all of these or each of these money in the bank winners, it all makes perfect sense. It all makes
absolutely.
perfect sense.
And before you do move on, can I just quickly say two things? Firstly, if they do not set up Logan, which I think they're going to, but if they do not set up Logan Paul and Ricochet for not a main event, but a match on the main show, I don't
Oh
want to see
no,
no
main
kickoff.
event. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't want to see no kickoff. I need to see
Yeah,
proper SummerSlam
SummerSlam.
match. Set that up. And number two, I'm going to say this right now. I want Io versus Asuka versus Bailey at WrestleMania.
Ooh.
Bailey deserves to be in the main event of a WrestleMania show. If Charlotte and Becky have done it for someone that carried WWE during the pandemic, give her shot. Alongside, of course, if she was to ever come back, Sasha Banks. Them two,
Okay.
they deserve the main event slot. So Bailey better get her WrestleMania moment. And I'm talking about main event moment. Even if she doesn't win, I don't care. She deserves a main event match.
That's a good shout right there. That's a good shout. Guys, if you watched Money in the Bank and you are a fan of the ladder matches, let us know what you thought. Was this one of the best Money in the Banks to date? I can say it's up there in terms of like quality, in terms of like the storyline that's coming out of it. I think it's one of the best ones. Is making sense. So let us know, man. Put your comments in the comment section. Let us know. All right, so let's just quickly move on to the women's tag team match. We saw Ronda Rousey and her former best friend now in it.
Shayna
Yo,
Baszler.
Baszler. Listen, they lost the titles, by the way. Baszler snaky. I don't even know if you could call it a snaky tactic. It's just outright, just like, yo, bun you, man. I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah. To be honest.
There's nothing snakish about it. It was just like out of nowhere, and the crowd loved it. I was in shock, but the crowd were cheering like, yo.
Yeah.
And Rodriguez and Cole, they're the new tag team title champions. Like, what's your thoughts with Liv Morgan? What's your thoughts?
Oh, well, firstly, without my wifey hearing it, Liv Morgan has my heart, man. I love that girl, man. She has my heart, man. She's beautiful. She's so beautiful, man. She's so beautiful, man. If if we lived a life here,
Better than
if we
Alexis Bliss.
yes. If she had the
Okay,
life
okay.
here, if she had the life of if we had the life of the African tribes back in the day with many wives, I'll go to America and say, please come, be my wife. I'll give you everything you want. In fact, even go on tour WWE. Anytime you want to come back, I'll make you food. I'll be the housewife. You just go and live your life. But
You heard
the
that,
Shayna
Liv.
Baszler thing, I'm not gonna lie, I was with you because when it happened, I literally went, huh? I was like, huh? Wait,
I
what?
thought I missed something. I thought there was a build up to it, but it just felt like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. But then obviously on Raw, Shayna went on a rant on her, and it made sense. Sort of like you're kind of essentially you're ungrateful. This match, this tag team is not about you. It's about both of us, and the fact that you're trying to make it look like you're the leader when I was here, and if I wasn't here, you wouldn't have made it here in the first place.
Oh wow.
Essentially, yeah,
That's
she
what
has a
she's
point
saying.
because, truth be told, even though what's her name, Ronda had that match with Stephanie McMahon. No. Was it yeah. The tag team match with Kurt Angle. Sorry, yeah. That was
Yeah.
supposed to be a one-off deal. Whereas this one was kicking it in NXT, doing her thing, and became one of the most dominant champions ever. That's where essentially this whole thing of, oh, she's friends with Ronda Rousey. What about the Four Horsewomen versus the Four Horsewomen thing? Like, that's where it was coming from. So really and
Mm.
truly, Ronda, let's say Ronda has another thing. UFC, judo, she's aced it. But WWE, Shayna has a point. I can't lie. She has a point.
So do you think that Shayna's trying basically just now stepping up to the point where it's like there can't be two of us. There can
Yeah.
only be one.
Yeah.
There can't be two MMA style kind of women, especially when you're trying to essentially eat from my plate. Like
Facts.
I've got to show you now, like, yo, I need to stand on my own. This is annoying. I get it.
And truth be
But there's
told, bro.
rumors. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, truth be told, if they were both to go, if there was a chance for the women's title, they're gonna put Ronda ahead of her. So why is she gonna sit back and hold that?
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. So does this mean, because obviously there's rumors, if we just step away from the actual storylines and stuff, because we give you the truths as well about wrestling.
Mm.
If we step away from it, there's rumors that Ronda Rousey is going to be leaving WWE this time for good. So this is her actual final run. SummerSlam is being quoted as the period, last period in WWE. If we just kind of give it an around about, let's say, marks out of 10, where would you put Ronda Rousey's time with the WWE?
I'll give it a 6.
Okay, above
Uh,
average.
yeah, because I feel like the downfall of her character is not her fault.
Yeah.
She does struggle on the mic, don't get me wrong, but I feel like she struggles on the mic because she wasn't feeling passionate about the direction of her character. I feel like if she was really feeling it, the way she was feeling it in her first run, before she obviously went away because she was pregnant, bless her family, um, you would have seen a very good Ronda Rousey. Everyone talks about her not being good on the mic. I think they forget about the promo where she pretty much destroyed Nikki Bella. Destroyed her. Told her, I was knocking down doors in the UFC, judo, and here in WWE. You are knocking down the only door to John Cena's bedroom. Like,
Oh,
she told her,
damn.
bro, she cooked her. She cooked her raw. She cooked her raw. You know when you go to a Korean barbecue and they give you the meat and you slap it on the grill? Yeah, you get so yeah. Listen, she fried her good, bro. But then you gave her no direction. She became world champion. She became champion. What did you give her?
Do you know what? Yeah, this is how I personally would have booked her. Book her in a way that she's not falling to type. Initially, you can, but I think she's had a little bit of a run where it's like, all right, you've proved to us that you're the baddest chick on the planet, all of that kind of stuff. I would have booked her in a sexy role, like book her in a way that she's feeling herself, like,
I hear it.
you know what I'm saying? Something that will allow her to come out of her character and actually start acting differently. But I'm guessing maybe she didn't have that in her locker, because
We'll never know.
you know what, man, I can't lie. I'm giving Ronda Rousey a 4.
Ooh.
I don't think she's contributed anything that we think to ourselves, oh wow, apart from the initial, you've come from MMA to hello, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You've come from MMA to WWE. After that initial spark, that's pretty much all she's done. You know what I mean? Where I feel like if she's had some time to really work on a character, I don't know. We'll never know in it. We'll never know in terms of that. But I just feel like she's not being given the chance for the storylines to kind of develop, or just playing to type. It's just been a bit boring.
I don't think they've given her good storylines. That's what it is for me. I mean, I agree. I always do this about football as well. Self responsibility. Because sometimes you gotta take account for your own stuff, because sometimes you gotta take the mic and just run it yourself. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I just feel like you just gotta give someone like that a better sort of, just something better to grasp onto. Because it doesn't only affect her, it affects everyone around her. And that's the point she makes in her rants on social media and her YouTube videos. You don't give me anything for us to feed onto. Because, okay, Shannon's now turned on me. What's next? I remember she posted a video where she was beating up Natalia with Shayna, and what's her name? Tegan Knox came and back the beef. And she was actually delivering like good off the mic promos where she was telling her, because she's got colors in her hair. So she was calling her Skittles and say, when I'm done with you, you're going to taste the rainbow. What do you think this is? Like, dropping little bars. She's dropping little bars there.
Don DeMarco. Don DeMarco.
And that's the kind of thing that we praise. So like, even like Roman and LA Knight for, the kind of things that off the mic, sorry, but on camera, they're saying things that I hope you can also feel it. You can enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? The next week, they're putting a tag team match, beat those two up, nothing else happens. What's the point?
Yeah.
What is the point of it?
Yeah.
That's where I sympathize with her. So, okay, I don't think you're being harsh with a 4. I'm just trying to consider the outside influence of she's been given something that I think is just utter rubbish.
Mm.
And if I'm focusing just on her and what I believe she could have done and what she's done so far, considering the first run and a bit of the second run, I'd give her a 6. The first run for me was a 9. The initial comeback was like an 8, and then they fumbled the bag. And WWE are poor for that.
Yeah.
With all due
I just
respect
feel,
to all the women,
I think you made a good point though. It's just like effectively when you just need superstars that are able to be like, you know what, this ain't working. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make this work. And I just feel like maybe she just either she lacked that or she just got to a point where she's like, look, man, I can't be bothered no more, man. You don't just give me what you're not gonna give me. I'll try and make it work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does work, then we move with it. But Ronda Rousey, man. Let's see what she's got left in the tank until she leaves. Next up, man, Intercontinental Championship, bro.
Mm.
Listening to Gunther's music live in the O2, bro. There was some bits at the ending part of the beat, and I was like, "Hey, this is
isn't it?
I was
It is.
bopping. Oh my days, the tune. What's the guy? What's the producer's name that done all the NXTs and all the
On the songs.
yeah.
C Foss, is that what it was called?
Yeah. That's
That,
definitely one of his beats. That's
yeah.
definitely one of his beats,
I
man.
said,
I love listening to the music. Yeah, man.
Are you
I went home straight away, man. YouTube, headphones. I'm like, yeah, I need to hear these bits that you just don't get to really feel, man, when you're watching it on TV. Well, Gunther versus Riddle, that was a good matchup. I liked some of the comedic element of it in regards to how they were going back and forth. The knife edge chops were ringing out they were louder than the pyro. Even though there was no pyro, man. O2, come on, man. No pyro in the building. But yeah, it was a good matchup. Obviously, Riddle had his ankle injury problems, so it was an easy target for Gunther. And he tapped out to a what was that, an ankle kind of lock or a submission,
kind of,
which was good. I never doubted the fact that Gunther would not win this. But I liked Riddle. The only thing about Riddle is please get to the point where like most barefooted wrestlers get to, start wearing some shoes. I'm sick and tired of seeing athletes' feet barefooted stuff. That goes for Solo Sikoa as well. Please start wearing shoes. I'm tired of these barefooted wrestlers, man. Please. But I like the knife edge chops on the bottom of the sole of his foot as well. Gunther did. So yeah, man. Like it's pretty much what we expected, right, from Gunther.
Yeah, man. He will just give you what he delivers every time. I can't lie. It's been a thing of mine that I want to hear the chops live. I was like,
Yeah.
I can hear up here. That's fantastic.
I could hear them in the. Listen, by the way, like I said, myself and Kojo, we were at the O2. We were there at Money in the Bank, but we weren't there together. So Kojo was on one side and I was on the other side.
Literally opposite.
Literally opposite each other. I'm showing him a video of where I was. He's like, what are you doing up there? But yeah, man, it was a good. So Gunther wins, and then you hear Drew McIntyre in the building. Man, even just seeing Drew McIntyre, man, I was gassed as well. I was like, rah. He steps in the ring. Take it away, Kojo, man. What did we witness?
Man. That was a lovely surprise because obviously there's been rumors going around about his contract situation and all that. That was just a beautiful surprise, man.
I'm back.
I was like, okay. Now when I heard the song,
kiss.
Bro, that bow, one quick bow. Hey, shout out the Scottish people, man. Shout out Sykes Ferguson and Alex McAleish and them, man. There, honestly, yeah.
No, honestly, regions.
It was a lovely comeback because again it was so unexpected. You know, you obviously get some English influence somewhere, but you just didn't know where it's going to come from. And because of his contract situation and the fact that he's not spoken about, he's not tweeted, he's not doing anything, you just thought, yeah, you're not gonna see him. So it was lovely as well for the dirt sheets not to reveal that, because obviously they didn't know. If they know,
No, yeah, they didn't know. They didn't know.
There you go. So it was lovely. And he did it so well as well. What's it? Glasgow Kiss. Give us the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Play ball.
Boom.
Game, set, match, and then embrace the English fans with the way as well. So loved it, man.
Lifted up the title as well, so kind of pushing maybe for a title run.
Yeah,
against.
And I don't mind him winning. I don't mind him winning it.
Yeah. I don't mind as well. But speaking of surprises. Hey, they should have played the I'm a piano version as well. Hey, shout out to that producer, boy. I brought Kojo in on the I'm a piano, John Cena 2.0. If you've not heard that version, go and type it in your various platforms, man. Go and listen to that. But yeah, John Cena makes a surprise, bro.
Big surprise.
You know me already. I'm not even the biggest John Cena fan, but the atmosphere, once again, man, 0-2, the atmosphere was crazy. And as soon as you heard those first notes of his tune, the whole arena just popped, bro. Popped. Yeah. You were screaming.
I was screaming. I didn't know I could scream like that. I did not know I could scream like that. But guy, what?
Oh,
that's my boy, man.
That was so. John Cena's come down to the ring. We don't know under what capacity at this point, but he starts talking about the atmosphere, and you know we're gonna keep bigging up, man. I know we were part of the atmosphere, so shout out to us. But London, I think we're one of the best, man, as you mentioned. And he mentioned this, stated this, and gave a very good argument to asking why have we not had a WrestleMania in London. Now, I believe this is solely off the back of the fact that AEW are at Wembley. Not solely, but in the sense
it's
like
a big reason, yeah.
There is, you know, let's kid you not. You'd be thinking to yourself, like, if AEW, this new kind of company, are able just to come off the whim and they don't even have anything really tangible in terms of an event to really hang their hat on, why isn't WWE here? You know what I mean? We can make this happen. We go Cardiff, we go everywhere. It's like they're skating around everywhere but London. And John Cena said, listen, we need to have a WrestleMania in London.
Went nuts.
Going nuts. And the thing about it wasn't like a fly-by comment, like, oh, he's impressed with the fans and, you know, we should come back here. He literally was sent out to go and make the statement. It was more or less like an announcement, really.
Yeah.
How was you feeling once you heard that?
I can't lie. Even before he said that, I was in the sky. How, I don't know. I've never done this before, so I will never know. But I imagine it to how when people smoke certain stuff, they're just up in the sky and they can't be found. I was gone, man. I was gone. I was completely gone. I had 20% battery, and I recorded his promo from start to finish, and including him walking out. I didn't give a shit. I just didn't care. I didn't care anymore.
Gojo sent me a 15-minute clip. He's like, take that, man. Chop this up.
Oh, but
guys, all the clips, by the way, all the clips are gonna be up on our socials and stuff. We're gonna put them up. We've got already one with Bio Akinfenwa, the beast himself. Shout out to the beast. Bio graciously allowed me to obviously have an interview with him, little chat. What I'm pissed about is we had a chat beforehand, before the Bloodline storyline, and the audio did not come out. So I'm so peeved about that. But I managed to get another extended chat with him after the Bloodline matchup, and he gave his opinion. So go and check that out. That's on the YouTube channel right now. You can go and check that out. But yeah, all the other clips in terms of us obviously going to the O2. Like I said, we weren't there together, but we was there anyway. So we're going to give you a flavor of what we experienced. So the clips will be coming out very, very shortly. So yeah, John Cena's obviously announced that the WrestleMania, and for us fans that are not privy to going out to the States and going to different WrestleManias and stuff like that, we'll probably have the opportunity to go once it comes to London. So hopefully, fingers crossed, man, we can get onto these tickets from the early get-go. Who else? So we've got Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. I called this matchup Good versus Weasel. Not evil, but Good versus Weasel. As we predicted, man, this was going to be a matchup. We knew that Cody Rhodes will win. It was just more or less as how much will Dominic Mysterio get beat down in this matchup. How did you feel that it kind of stood up to how we predicted?
No, it made sense, and it was just perfect throwback to a good guy versus a heel match. Good guy starts well, he'll get his day in the sun a little bit, does his thing. Eventually, good guy turns on it, does his finisher, gets the crowd gets his signature, if you would, gets the crowd excited, and then does his finisher 1, 2, 3, no problem there, and all the fans get to sing Cody's Rhodes song from start to finish.
I know, man.
I didn't even know I knew the lyrics. I didn't even know.
My days.
So
From start to finish.
From start to finish, honestly. And yeah, man, it was great. It was great. Cody did what he does. A part of me wanted Brock to attack him on this show rather than on Raw. But when they started speaking about this is why I wanted him there, because I was watching.
I would have lost my mind, bro.
Honestly, bro, because I was catching up Raw. I was catching up with Raw, and even when I heard the music, I've done this thing now where every Tuesday morning I wake up and my phone's on do not disturb, so I don't see no Twitter, no WhatsApp, no nothing. I just go onto Safari and immediately go to my website. No names, no snitching. Go to my website, watch Monday Night Raw. Yeah, and I'm watching Cody confront what's his name, Seth, and obviously in the press conference they did after the show, he was saying that if he wins the world title, it's not finishing the story, which means he still wants Roman Reigns, or at least the WWE title, win it at some point. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's gonna go for the world title and then try and unify it as well. Maybe do a double thing. He says, "So who hears?" Bro, I did this with my phone. I did this. I went like this. I was watching. I went. Literally. I love that guy too much. I love him too much. That's why I wanted him part of the thing. I thought Money in the Bank. If you want to give Dominic a big win, but in a way that doesn't make Cody look weak, that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah. We did say that either by disqualification, where it doesn't weaken Cody, because officially you've not pinned him, you've not it's just the fact that there's been an interference. Yeah, I would agree with that. If we would have saw Brock, that would have been sick.
Well, imagine John Cena, Drew McIntyre, and a Brock surprise.
Yeah, what? They would have given us too much. That would have been too much.
So much. That's why we need WrestleMania. So it's not it would be a surprise.
Triple H. It'd be like Triple H would have been like Ferrero Rocher, Mr. Triple H. You're really spoiling us. Hey. Oh man. Anyway, last but not least, the actual world title match. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. I think you're gonna kind of get these are two absolutely amazing ring generals. I don't think anything that we didn't. There was no surprises really, apart from the little twist from the actual cashing in of the briefcase from Damon Priest, or attempted, which kind of sparked up the story. But the matchup itself, I don't know about you, but it wasn't anything for me that I thought to myself, oh, wow, I'm looking forward to how this goes again. But I think just the dynamics of Damon Priest coming, would he, won't he, kind of thing. But what was your general take of it?
I honestly don't know what I expected from the match, even though we knew Damien had won the Money in the Bank, so anything could happen. In terms of the match itself, I think when you asked me last week, I didn't even have a second thought. I said Steph's gonna win.
Yeah,
They're not taking the title off him, and it's not a sad thing because sometimes these things need to happen, but it also gives you a sense of intrigue in terms of what happens next with Finn Balor, because you're always hearing that WWE and especially Triple H are high on him, and it makes sense because when Triple H was head honcho of NXT, Finn Balor was known as one of the greatest champions of all time, period, of any show, product, whatever. So something could happen with him. You could get a good guy again. You know, you could get just basically someone who is a lot more ruthless, but is a good guy, which is what he became at NXT. He was a heel.
yeah,
And when he became a face in NXT again, he didn't really change his persona because he was actually loved. You know how people love the heels for being,
yeah,
he was loved for being that. So he didn't change anything, kind of thing. And that's what you want. But I do want him to kind of rise up again because I still do not know why he lost the Edge. And I'm gonna say as much as I am the biggest Edge fan in the world. The fact that I loved the guy after what he did to Matt Hardy tells you everything about how much I love him. Also, kind of questions my character a little bit, but it is what it is, you know. But but he didn't. He didn't, and he shouldn't have won that match. He didn't need to win it. He shouldn't have won that match. That should be a Finn win all day, every day. So if you're gonna build him back up, this might be the way to start it. But yeah,
yeah.
Seth being champion, I'm fine with it. As long as we can keep singing that song, I'm great, man.
Oh man, let's even just quickly talk about that. Seth Rollins controlling the crowd for about a couple of minutes after his music was stopped playing. He didn't enter the ring for about 2-3 minutes, and then the crowd was just still singing. Ooh, ooh. I was like, what? When you gonna jump in the ring, man? Crowd control at its finest.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, man. Love him or hate him in terms of just like what he's currently doing right now. One thing that he's gonna give you a show. He's gonna control the crowd, and he's gonna show you like there's levels to this in terms of like, so it's understandable why he is the world champion, why he's been given that, because it's just like with what Roman Reigns is doing and predominantly being on SmackDown, you need to have somebody else really pushing the Raw brand, and there's none other than Seth Rollins, man. But overall experience, bro, as we just wind this down and come to the end, overall experience of O2 Money in the Bank, bro, it was sick though, innit?
Incredible, man. Actually, incredible night. And we don't say that to. Basically, I want to say this: if there's anyone that didn't make it, I'm gonna say this right now. Do your absolute best to make sure that I'm gonna speak into existence. When WrestleMania does eventually come to London, make sure you get a ticket because you won't experience anything like it.
Yeah, man.
And this is the kind of thing where I envy the people that get the money to pay for the packages to travel out to WrestleMania. It's kind of envy of America because no matter where you are in America, in one state there's going to be WrestleMania next year. Like it's just a with the event that it is and the atmosphere that we can make, it's untouchable.
I saw a father and son. I was just going to the loo and that are coming back, and then the father and son talking about WrestleMania. He goes like, "Oh, guess we're gonna have to book the 4 days down there, innit?" I'm like, right, they're already set up for the 4 days.
Why
They're talking
not?
about the Hall of Fame, the pre-shows, and the 2 WrestleMania nights. Remember, 2 WrestleMania nights, day 1 and day 2. So that's gonna be amazing. Another thing to look forward to. And man, even for myself, man, that's really ignited the fact that I need to start going to more events, more shows, and hopefully one day, man, get really connected where we're now talking to these wrestlers.
Bro, I'll say this, yeah. I'll say this. And it's for everybody as well watching. Even the house shows. If there's a house show in London, find one that's happening in the UK because actually it happens out of nowhere. You just actually wouldn't know. I went to one in Newcastle many years ago, and my boy told me to come because he lives in or I don't know if he still lives there now. I need to catch up with him, but he lived in Blythe, which is like around the corner from Newcastle. You get a bus down half an hour. And I didn't know what the main event was. I don't think anyone really knew. And then all you hear is time to play the game. You don't know where the surprises are coming. I was like, Triple H. I was like, hold on.
Random.
Hold on. I'm thinking, what's going on here? You see him come out. That's when he was wearing the leather jacket with no sleeves for some apparent reason. You know, he came out, trunks, spat the water, performed for a good 25 minutes in the ring. You don't get that. You don't see it coming. You know what I mean? It's the kind of things that, you know, even if you have to go to Paris, someone like Paris, you man them for like, especially you man them. I'm saying this to you man them. He'll take a girl out and say, yeah, you know what, I'll fly you to national, innit? Let's go Paris tonight. Go to Paris and watch wrestling, innit? Go to Paris and watch wrestling, yeah? Because you'll see them singing for Baron Corbin as well, like I mentioned last week. Go and enjoy it, man. You know, it's a special show and it's a special thing. So honestly, I can't describe it. It was honestly a 10 out of 10 experience. And I will not swap it for the world. And I guarantee you, just like you said, bro, I'm going to many more shows. I told you I'm going to AEW, in it. I'm not going to lie to you. After going to this show, I'm even looking forward to AEW. That's how good it was. That's how good it was.
I'm going to try my best to make it, man.
Well, I'll tell you this for free. At least you're not paying 300 for tickets. It's a lot lower. Man, it's a lot lower.
That was mad. That was mad. But thankfully, we got you know, the people about that can help. But yeah, man, it was amazing. Like I said to you, when I was messaging, I was just like, man, I'm so grateful, man, for this. Just to be there. It was such an electric atmosphere, and I was there amongst people that not really interested in wrestling like that, but they were seeing me and they were telling me like, just the look on your face would just said everything. And I'm just like, man, I'm a big wrestling head, man. I've grown up on wrestling, so for me, it's no shame. I'm cheering, I'm singing, I'm breaking down the storylines for people, I'm explaining everything. You know, play-by-play commentary was going on, everything. But I loved it. Oh my gosh, my throat. That's what happens when you're talking for so long. But guys, this has been amazing. Another brilliant show, man. Another brilliant show. Make sure that you look out for all our clips. That's going to be coming out very shortly of our experience at the O2. The Biohacking Femma one, Mr. Beast Mode himself. That's already up on the channel. So you can go and check that out. And then the rest will be coming out. Kojo, obviously, his experience at O2, my experience at the O2. So that's all going to be up. And yeah, man, that was the recap and review of Money in the Bank. So, man, until the next time, next show obviously is going to be the review and recap of Raw and SmackDown. So it's going to be pretty much kind of post Money in the Bank. So we're going to see what's been going on. So we'll give you another good review and recap over that, and anything in between that happens in the world of WWE or wrestling, we'll let you know about. But man, any last things, Kojo? Any last things you want to add?
Just, you know, on the off chance that he's on YouTube, you know, just scrolling through stuff and he just suddenly just watches it. I love you, John Cena. I love you, man. I love you, man. But yeah, you said one thing that's very, very key, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna achieve it. Interviewing wrestlers on this show, 1,000,000%. It will happen. We're going to be successful with this. Do you still watch wrestling? You're damn right you do. Damn right.
That's what I'm talking about. Until the next time, guys, man. We out.
Let me do the post.